Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome back to the show. Well, this has been a heck of a week. I know I say that every week, but oh my goodness, has social media been on fire. There's the Disney thing. Check out Stephanie Janicek's Smuggler's Cantina and Valiant Renegade for more on that one. And there's tonight's topic. You saw the trigger warning. You have been warned. We have a special guest behind the bar tonight, Stephen Deleted Scenes Otten, whose name I misspelled in the thumbnail, so he deserves a subscription just for that. Links in the description below. And you never know, we may have another guest or two as the night goes on. We'll see. So grab yourself a mega pint, top it off, and strap in, because here we go. Did your wife shit in your bed? Or do you just need to eliminate another offensive odor for good? Farmhand Tom's limited edition Amber's Odor Eliminating Spray comes with a 100% money-back guarantee to eliminate the following odors: human shit, animal shit, smoke, dead animal smell, cat piss, athletic gear, camping gear, skunk smell, and literally any other offensive odor or your money back. Amber's Odor Eliminating Spray, brought to you by Farmhand Tom. Not even kidding. That's a real product. Anyway, I'm going to bring them in one at a time. Let me start for once with my trusty blue wrench and bouncer at my bar, Netter of Netters Network. How you doing, my beautiful lovely?
I'm doing wonderfully. How about you, my darling?
I am doing very, very well. And as far as I know, you've never shit in my bed.
No, I have not.
At least not intentionally. Right?
I haven't even puked in your bed.
Actually, more likely that I would have done that than you, I suppose.
Considering that the bathroom is literally right next door to the bedroom, there's
Absolutely no reason for it. Oh, gosh, I got to say that after this week, Netter's been feeling pretty loved up on. And we'll get into a lot of why that is. And it's not just the obvious. What you sipping on, Netter of Netters Network?
I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Tell them what the back of your shirt says, since they can't see it.
The back of my shirt says, well, I can't see it either because it's the back of my shirt. See, it's one of those shirts where it's on the back. Otherwise, I'd get up and I'd, this seat, but it's all just black.
It says,
go ahead, tell them.
God knew I needed an angel, so he gave me my wife.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's a shirt my wife got me, but, it was meant to be seen when we're out and about, not, like camera where you can't see my back, but that's okay. Anyway, let's bring in my regular co-pilot here, Aged Boomer. How you doing, my friend, and what you sipping on?
I'm doing well tonight. I have a Canada Dry ginger ale, nothing fancy.
Because you're my designated driver, and
yes.
I super appreciate it. How you doing this week, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. This is like the long work week, but it'll be better.
You working
once
tomorrow?
Next week comes. I am. So
okay, we'll try not to go too late. We'll try not to keep you up too late.
You can always continue without me if necessary.
Well, that's true. That is true. But then how do I get home? Well, Netter will take
it. Netter's here. That's right. I would hope she would take
right,
care
exactly.
Of you.
What she does is she just leads me up the stairs to bed, right?
And I don't even have a license.
And you don't even have a license. That's right. Let's just not too fast. Keep it slow. And our special guest behind the bar tonight is Stephen Otten, also known as Deleted Scenes. How you doing, Stephen? What you sipping on?
Oh, well, I have some milk here. I know.
1%, 2% skim, whole?
With rum? Without rum?
2%.
Oh, no, not rum. No, dairy products don't go well with that.
I'm thinking rum chata.
Rum?
Yeah, but that's more like rice water.
Rum gone.
Real milk. I'm sorry. What was that again?
I was making a Pirates reference. Why is the rum gone?
Funny you should mention that. Ask me what I'm sipping on.
Oh, I'm going to guess rum.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Why is the rum always gone?
Got a little ahead of me there, but perfect segue. Great one. Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying it's funny considering the topic tonight. We get to see
That
Mr.
was
Jack
intended to
Sparrow.
be my lead-in. Absolutely. So yes, it is Kraken rum, and tab. So that's how I like it, and it's a little extra strong, but we're gonna lift. I guess we're gonna call it a mega pint tonight because that came up in the trial this week. So we'll raise a mega pint to Johnny. God love you, man. Cheers, mate.
Just no abusing the cabinets.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. It's been, yeah. It's been a week for Johnny, and it's been a week just in general. What I got to share here, I know this is a serious topic, and I'm going to keep it light most of the night, but I do got to tell you, it's not just because of all this Amber Heard stuff that I'm feeling so appreciative of my wife. We've gotten some pretty heavy personal news lately. I mean, and those of you that follow us, I lost my brother just before the holidays last year, just recently had surgery. We've had all kinds of stuff going on. Previous year, Netter lost her brother.
Oh.
But, by and large, Netter and I were great. And then I look at this situation with Johnny and I'm like, oh, there, but for the grace of God go I, right? Then I hear from an old friend of mine that we've known for as long as we've been together. He was there when we first met, and I stood up at his wedding and everything. Comes home from work one day, his wife's left him. Just cleared out all of her stuff and left after like 25 years. Yeah. It's like, and he had no indication anything was wrong. It's like, the heck, And he's not doing real well, obviously. We're hoping maybe to get together with him tomorrow. And then another friend of mine, one of the guys I play D&D with, hasn't been, he's been busy the past couple of weeks. And he goes, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it for the foreseeable future. Just found out my wife's been diagnosed with a brain tumor. And we're going to go traveling the country to see what we can do to treat her. And I'm like, holy cow. So just so thankful for the Netter. I mean, just, wow. These kinds of things kind of put it all in perspective, remind you where you're at. But anyway, that's enough about all that. We're going to get into the main topic in just a second after Netter says something.
The gal said he couldn't hear me before. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, make sure that you talk right into the mic here. And and let me know if I'm sounding okay too. But let's go all the way back to the beginning. You guys can't see it, but I can in the StreamYards. PJ of Orville Nation was first. He says, first, welcome all. So welcome, PJ of Orville Nation. Then, of course, Netter starts her hi, sweeties, to those of us that, we're here. Deleted scenes, here is also in the chat over there. And Netter's Network. So the first person after all of that is Matanui. Hi, Matanui. So glad you're here, my friend. And then, of course, Big Al of Big Al Presents. I did drop his link. Make sure you subscribe to him for every Saturday. We have a rewatch, whether it's on his channel or Netter's Network. It's always great to hang out with friends and watch movies together. Then we have David Pensack. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. Good evening, Troy Pacelli, Netter's Network, Age of Boomer. And I'm sure he'd have said deleted scenes if he'd seen you were here when he sent that. So there you go. Let's see. Deleted scenes. Add to the chat. Yep. I was just getting there. Daniel Heron, soundtracks with Birdman. I was going to say every Wednesday. They shoot for every Wednesday, unless, something comes up. He's got great insight on soundtracks. He knows music way better than I do. Great channel over there. Let's see. What am I missing here? Matanui. I didn't notice it was spelled wrong. I can hardly read cursive. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I wrote the wrong version of Stevie.
It's like I don't know if they
No
even
worries.
teach cursive now and still in school.
I don't know. Someone who's younger would have to let me know that.
Yeah, because us old farts, we don't know anything anymore.
Yeah, right. And
I mean, heck, high schoolers can barely write. It's like unless it's text speak, they don't know how to write anything.
David Benzek says, as my patron saint Rosanna Dana says, it's always something. That's absolutely right. Cheers to Rosanna Dana. Oh man,
Wonder how many
that's a
people get
memory, right?
Oh yeah,
Radner.
Gilda Radner.
And talk about wives that you love. Gene Wilder was just crushed when she died. You know, I mean, you see all these and we're going to be talking about one tonight. These Hollywood relationships that, you know, when people divorce in Hollywood, you're like, yeah, of course, another Hollywood divorce, right? But then you look at someone like Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner, and it's like, man, those are the good ones, right?
Or Burns and Allen.
Burns and when Gracie Allen died, you could tell a little bit of the fire went out of George Burns' eyes, you know. Man, I tell you. Yeah, that's got to be even harder in Hollywood than it is anywhere else, and it's not easy anywhere else. But when you find the right one, like I see Latino Slant, I see you in the chat there, my friend. I know you're just like me. You found that one. You hold on to her because she's good people. And Dega Outlaw, thanks so much for being here, my friend. You are good people too. Wolfie, Wolf 10 Media, and be patient. My blue wrench is on the dropping the links for all you guys. Please, I ask all of you, hit the subscribe button here if you haven't already. But then Netter's going to drop the links to everybody she sees in the chat. You know, we grow together, as PJ of Orville Nation always says. You know, subscribe. That encourages us so much as YouTubers. You have no idea. If you're not a YouTuber, you have no idea how much it encourages us to get another subscription, to see people in the chat and our videos. It really, really means a lot. Latino Slant. Hola, Netters. Hola, mi amigo. Tú es bueno. Yeah, I there's only a little bit of the Spanish that I speak. I get a little lost between Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese, but you know, I try. I do try.
Te amo.
Ditto. That's kind of like Latin, right? So let's get into the topic of the night. So first, I'm going to ask the panel. Well, I'm going to ask the chat too. I mean, all of y'all. Have you watched any of the trial these past 2 weeks? Really, it's only been 7 days, but they're saying 2 weeks. I guess that's how the courts work. Have you followed the case up to this point? What do y'all know? Tell me things.
Well, I know what you were telling me, or
you were watching some of it, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would actually mention something. It's like, oh yeah, I saw that. Like, whatever you saw today or yesterday, I saw today because I'm watching it on YouTube, and it's not YouTube, on Facebook. So I'm seeing it a day later.
That's better.
So like today, I got to see the cabinet scene, and the day before, I got to see all the bit where he talked about his finger, and it was like
the cabinets. We'll talk about the cabinets in a little bit, but Boomer and deleted scenes. Have you followed any of the trial at all?
I have not.
Okay, that's fair. We'll catch you up. How about you, Stephen?
I listened into a good portion of Johnny Depp's testimony.
Did you really? Okay.
Days ago.
Where did you follow it? Was it like on Court TV or where did you catch it?
I was on the road, so I was listening around, and pretty much from when he was discussing his childhood on to
absolutely
basically the first year of the marriage.
Yep,
I
dig
caught
it.
that pretty much straight.
So personally, I was watching it on Legal Bites. I just dropped her link. Not that she needs my help to grow her channel, but I'm sharing with you guys because it's just a really good channel. I'm a dork. I get into this legal stuff, and her channel, she's been breaking it down. Every day she'll do a recap of the day before, and then she'll do the live coverage with, you know, the legal YouTubers, you know, that call into her channel, and they all give their commentaries, explain whys, you know, the why of the process of what's going on. You learn so much. But I'm going to just say in general, and I found this as well when I followed the who was the kid in Wisconsin?
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. When I followed the Rittenhouse case over on Ricada Law, following these trials, you learn so much. And then you see what the news reports and you go, what the fuck case are you watching? Seriously. I mean, it's like, that's wrong, that's bias, and that's an outright friggin' lie. I mean, I see it all the time. So then I'm following this Johnny Depp thing, and I'll be honest with you, most of the coverage I've seen in the news has been pretty okay, except the Post and the Sun. They are totally Team Amber, and they're just outright friggin' lying. It's like, are you even watching the same case I'm watching? Where the fuck did you get that from? I don't know.
I did see one scene from the trial, actually. It was Johnny Depp's friend talking about how he was going to set him up with a place to stay and start having an art show for him and all that. Did you see that clip?
Yes, absolutely. So I yeah, like I said, I've been kind of following it all along. That's Isaac, I think it's how's it pronounced, Barich or Barak or something like that. Isaac, okay. He's got this kind of New York kind of accent. He's a very down to earth kind of guy. He's an artist, you know, who has been living in Johnny Depp's kind of put him up, you know, in an apartment and whatnot, and just said, I'm going to be your patron and you just do art, you know? And he's like, well, how do I pay you back? You don't worry about paying me back. We get you going. We'll set you up with a dealer and auctions and sell your art. And, you know, then, you know, I'll be your partner or whatever. Right. He's basically patronizing the arts. Right. Mm-hmm. So I looked up some of this guy's artwork. Don't Google it at work. Do not Google it at work. Not safe for work.
Okay.
Yeah, right. It's wow. It's wow.
He has an interesting group of people surrounding him, Johnny Depp. He does,
and I dig it, right? And
for sure,
so from his testimony, you get this impression. Now, some of the news outlets will say he's an actor. He can put on a persona. That may be, and he is an incredibly good actor. But I don't think you can keep it together and be that genuine for that long, you know. I think you're really kind of seeing the real Johnny when you watch this testimony, or he's just that good an actor that I believe it. But be that as it may, he has a way of presenting his situation. He's a rich guy, okay, but he didn't start out rich. So he knows how to relate to the average person. And there's times when he'll say something and he'll go, like he owns a private island, okay, where throughout his testimony, he's talked about how he had to go, he went to the island to detox, for example, or this incident happened at the island, or after this filming event, they went to this island. And he would say, I know how it sounds, but, you know, it's my island, you know, it's like he knows, you know, and you're like, okay, we get it. You're rich. We're cool with that. You're not, you know, some rich asshole. You're someone who used to be like us and made good. And it's you're such a good person. It's really hard to, have a negative impression of you for that, at least that's how I feel about it. But, yeah, so that's what we've been seeing in the case. So anyway, before I get too much into Johnny's testimony, Stephen, you were talking about Isaac's testimony. Was there anything you wanted to comment on in that regard?
Well, I didn't see that, but
I'm sorry. I thought one of you.
In regards to Johnny Depp's testimony, he
Yes.
mentioned several people who are not only people that he came across on his own, but people who were friends of Amber Heard's, who he put up in different properties and supported. And hey, you're a writer. Hey, look, go take this penthouse, go off and write, do what you have to do, go paint, whatever.
Yeah,
and that's something that an abuser does.
Right. No, you make an excellent point.
No.
I hear his story both from other people and what he has shared, and I can't help but think about stories I've heard about Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, so many others that started out dirt poor, and ended up making it big. And what life is like for somebody who is a celebrity, right? And wealthy. So keep in mind, we tend to think of the things as rich and famous. The two don't necessarily go together, right? You can be rich and nobody knows you. You could be famous and have almost no money. But when you're rich and famous, usually you use the wealth to try and live a somewhat normal life and combat being so well known. I have heard this from every celebrity I have known. And when I say known, that I've met, talked to, had lunch with, had conversations with. I remember a circumstance, and I think I've shared this on the channel before. Netter and I went to a Star Trek convention where Walter Koenig, that's Chekhov from the original Star Trek series, he was staying in the same hotel we were, and we went downstairs to breakfast, and we're sitting there having breakfast. Walter Koenig comes in with his manager, and he's having breakfast across the restaurant from us. And Netter was like, "Hey, that's Walter Koenig. Let's go get his autograph." And I'm like, no, this is his time. Okay. When we go back to the convention and he's doing the autograph signing, we were working security for the convention. So we were actually getting preferential treatment to go get a signature from the stars. I said, that's when we'll go see him. Let him have his time. And she was a little upset with me. She was annoyed. Briefly. No, I'm getting to that. Because then like 5 minutes later, there were just people all around him trying to get an autograph. And you could look and you could see this look where he's trying to keep a game face. Hey, yeah, okay, I'll sign your autograph. But it was very clear that it's like, can't I just have my breakfast in peace? And Netter looks over at him. She looks at me and she's like, I'm glad you said what you said. You're right.
Then I was tempted, because we were doing security, go over there and go, people disperse.
Well, honestly, that did flavor how we dealt with our security duties for the celebrities from that point on. It's
and
like,
Troy will tell you, there are certain times I'm mama bear. I mean, especially when it comes to Troy, but
that's
if
true.
I see anyone that he's protecting, I mean, I'm 5'4" and tiny little thing, but my mama bear comes out.
Yep. That's why she's the blue wrench and the bouncer here. So you guys all watch yourselves.
I've scared guys that are 6 foot tall and built like linebackers.
She has. She used to literally work in security here in the Chicago area.
Oh, wow.
But there was a couple times when you think of celebrities, you think, oh, I know them. I've seen them in this TV show. That doesn't necessarily mean they see themselves as celebrities yet. Okay. A couple of Star Trek examples. John Delancey, who played Q, and Andreas Katsoulis, who played several different roles in Star Trek, including the Romulan Tomalak.
I remember him. Yeah,
and
he was
also
in the finale.
Yes, and he was all. That's right, he was. Mm-hmm. He also played G'Kar in Babylon 5. Mm-hmm. These are two celebrities. They're definitely celebrities who didn't know they were celebrities. They had never experienced that, and we both had the honor of being at both of their first conventions.
And to protect John Delancey.
John Delancey was just walking through the convention, and we saw him, and we, called to all the security that we saw, and we just surrounded him. He's like, "What's going on?" Because he saw the security badges. We're like, "Sir, it's really not a good idea for you to walk through the convention." And literally, before we could finish the sentence, there were people gathering around to get an autograph. And he's like, "Oh, I see what you mean."
So we did one of those weird steppy things where we're surrounding him, but
we surround him and we walk him to wherever it was he wanted to get to. And of course, he kept trying to sign autographs, and we let him, but we managed it. Same thing with Andreas Katsoulis. He walked in, and honest to goodness, he did not think anyone would recognize him. And we're like, "Sir, these fans, they know what you look like." Having said that, you know the story I'm going to tell.
Yes.
So Netter was on door duty. Door duty, if you've ever been to a convention, means you're the security guard that's at the door checking to make sure you have a badge that you paid to get in, right? And she's not letting anyone in without a badge. Well, one of the guests showed up, Susie Plaxon, who played Kalar and Dr. Solar on Star Trek The Next Generation. Netter didn't recognize her. Well, of course, she wasn't in makeup. Of course, she was not. She should have had the Klingon forehead or the pointed ears or what. She didn't have any of that. So Netter's like, "I'm sorry, I can't let you in without a badge." And she got this look like, "Wait, what?"
Wait, what?
The head of security comes running up. No, she's fine. She's a guest. And Netter's like, "Oh, I didn't know she didn't have a badge."
Well, what I said to him was like, "You told me," to this head security, I'm like, "You told me no one comes in without a badge." She doesn't have a badge.
See, that's just it. He was not expecting a guest to come through the main doors. It was,
and plus I didn't recognize her without any makeup. I'd never seen her sans makeup before, so it's like I didn't know who she was.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's
Mad About You. I think it.
How's that?
I said, well, around the same time, she did some guest spots on like Mad About You and shows like that, and so I guess
that's right. And I recognize, and she was also in. She also played one of the character's parents in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay. That
years later, after Star Trek was over.
Yeah.
Actually, she played an Andorian in Star Trek Enterprise, but that was after we got out of the security.
Oh, really?
And I take my security duties very seriously.
And you know what? That's why every convention has really appreciated having you on duty. So, yeah, Matthew Broderick has talked, and he was at the time he was married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Mm-hmm.
And a coworker of mine was she's somehow related to Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know exactly how. I think by somebody's marriage. I don't know. Right. So they were attending a wedding together, and was relating the story of how she went out to have a smoke, and she was talking with Sarah Jessica Parker, and Matthew Broderick came out just to see his wife, and they were like, we're tired, we're going to go home. And as they were getting ready to leave, there was this, people down the street. Hey, look who that is. and it was close enough that she could hear. He's like, oh yeah, wave, train monkey, and wave at the people. Yeah. And it's like, gosh, that's how they got to feel like all the time. They're like monkeys in a cage being pointed at all the time. That it's kind of got to suck, but that's what life is like when you're famous. Speaking of famous, let me real quick say hi to Keely Chow. Keely Chow, this is not the first time I've been seeing you. I've been seeing you all over the YouTubes today, but I am honored to see you in my chat today. Thanks so much for being here. You are always welcome, and I appreciate you. So anyway, yeah, that was a whole lot of side story, but that's just kind of letting you know, gosh, what it's like to be famous. I think we have this tendency to, actually, I think that's unfair. I think a lot of people, not necessarily us, but a lot of people tend to go, well, you're rich. I don't have a great deal of sympathy for you. But look, celebrities are people too, and they have feelings, and they maybe don't know what they're getting into when they're becoming famous. And a little compassion goes a long way. That's all I'm saying there.
Well, it's like there was when I used to work downtown. This was many years ago. Noah Wiley happened to be on the train.
Right. Because he was in, what was
it was one of those medical shows that was being
like,
filmed in Chicago.
I want to say Chicago Hope or something like
ER?
that.
Yeah,
maybe it was ER. Right.
Yeah. So he's actually sitting kind of across from me. So it's like I'm sitting at the first seat just before the doors. He was on the first seat after the doors, but on the opposite side. And I happened to look up. I looked at him, and I'm like, I know that guy. And it's one of those things like, I know him, but how do I know him?
Yeah.
And he just kind of looked up, and he did the smile, the little wave thing, like, yeah, hi, I see you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then promptly went back to, just listening to my music and looking out the window. Well, he got off a couple stops later, but it's like, I left him alone. The other people that were in the train were like, oh yeah, I know that guy. They left him alone.
Yeah.
So he was able to enjoy his train ride in peace.
Every now and again, that's.
But as soon as he got off the train, people were like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And people on the platform were mobbing him. It's like, you know what? Leave the guy alone. He's trying to get to work.
So that's kind of the thing that Johnny kind of. Now, going back to, so the past 2 days, Johnny was talking about first. Is it 2 days? No. It's been almost all this week, because he started in talking about how he got into the business, and it led up to, he met his first wife, had his kids, then he met Amber Heard, and he went through his whole history in brevity. But I did not realize this, but he started out wanting to be a musician. And he was trying to promote himself as a musician when, in order to make ends meet, he took an acting job. And acting was not the career he had intended. And he kind of stumbled into celebrity and whatnot. And it was never what he wanted, but there eventually came a point where he realized he could not make the career for himself as a musician divorced from his celebrity. He felt like it would be kind of Confederate to, become a musician and reap the benefits of his currently existing celebrity. So he kind of put that aside and said, I'm going to continue as an actor and do music as a hobby. And he still, performs, and he, is in a band with, other people, but that's not his career. That's more of a hobby for him. Real quick, I want to welcome to the chat Leia Plus Size. always an honor to see you, my friend. Good evening, all. I'll tell you something. Leia Plus Size, Netter of Netters Network. It's nice to have a lady present, because we are going to be talking about some male-female relationship issues. And I already know where you guys come down on this. You guys are pretty level-headed, but it's nice to have a little bit of support and coverage from the fairer sex. I know you take that as it's intended and don't take that in any form of a derogatory way.
That just means we're pretty.
That does mean you are pretty. That's absolutely true. You and Leia are absolutely prettier than any of the males here. That's just the case. I mean, that's just how I feel. Raise a glass to the women in our lives, guys.
I have a can.
Whatever. Glass, can, bottle, Dixie cup. I don't care what you're drinking.
Do you want to give maybe us a brief summary of why this trial is happening? What's going on here? What is this a trial
So let's
about?
go back to the beginning.
For those who may not actually know.
And I'll be honest with you, I can't give you the full overview because we've only gotten so far into this case. We've only heard so much of it, and really most of it has been from Johnny's point of view, or Johnny's witness's point of view. But what it comes down to is after Johnny Depp divorced his first wife, with whom he has some kids, he eventually married Amber Heard. And he talked about how they met and, why he was interested in her. And it's not just because she was pretty, because she was, let's face it. Johnny Depp's a very sensitive, artistic kind of guy who's really into reading, really into cultural things. And everything that he saw in Amber was that she was a reader. She was into culture. She was into that kind of stuff. That was his impression. It's not feeling that way as we get to know more about her. It's sounding more and more like she was just
a wackadoo?
Well, yes, but more specifically paying very close attention to what she's a little bit of a personality chameleon to get what she wants. That's how it seems to me. That is not an aspersion against her. I'm just saying that's how it seems at this point in the trial. My personal opinion. Should I be sued for some sort of defamation? So anyway, they have had a very tumultuous relationship. Their relationship has been characterized by the typical, stereotypical Hollywood zeitgeist, what you would expect of a Hollywood relationship. A lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of crazy partying, and more than a little dysfunctional. Both of them have some demons from their past. Johnny has shared about his mother being very abusive, his father being very passive. It seems very clear that his personality very much echoes or reflects his father's. And Amber is very similar to his mother in the abusiveness. Again, so far only having seen it from Johnny Depp's point of view, that's definitely how it's coming across. And her counsel has done very little to counter that. And if anything, they've kind of reinforced it. It's been a bad week for Amber Heard. Let me just put it that way.
Her counsel is an idiot.
Yeah. Her counsel, who has the very unfortunate name of J. Benjamin Rottenborn. I kid you not. He comes off a lot like Attorney Binger from the Rittenhouse trial up in Wisconsin.
Oh,
very dumbassish.
Wolfie said about Amber Heard, she's a see you next Tuesday.
I'm glad you bring that up. And since this is my channel, I can quote the trial. The word cunt comes up a whole lot in this trial. What was really bad is that Amber Heard has, well, both of them have a team of attorneys. And one of Amber's attorneys is female. Makes sense. She has a male attorney. She has a female attorney. Female attorney was the one that was cross-examining Isaac, right? And she was reading off an email. I don't remember what the email was, who the email was between, but she was saying I swear she used the word cunt like 5 times in less than a minute. And it's like, over on Legal Bites, the attorneys were all like, this is not a good look. You don't want Amber Heard and the word cunt associated repeatedly by her own counsel. That is not good. It's like, and I swear it was like, Legal Bites was like, you know, we could turn this into a drinking game. Take a shot every time this attorney says the word cunt. Although she doesn't say
Did he
cunt
actually say it on the air?
See you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. Because she keeps it, you know, kind of family friendly. I don't give a fuck. It's Friday night and I'm halfway into a rum. A quarter of a way into a rum here. But yeah, so it's been that kind of a trial. And you know, I want to try and summarize this for you, but I almost feel like if you're really interested in this, you should go seek out one of these other YouTubers, like whether it's Legal Bites, Ricada Law, or whatever stream it is that's just carrying the pure stream of the trial. Check it out for yourself because it's incredibly entertaining to watch this trial. And I gotta say, yeah, the Amber's attorneys, I don't want to just besmirch them. Maybe they're doing the best they can with what they have to work with, but they don't seem to be doing Amber Heard any favors. Every time they introduce some piece of evidence, trying to, you know, they think they're trying to hurt Johnny, it ends up hurting Amber. Okay, so there's one example I want to share with you, okay? This was the end of the day yesterday. This was, today there was nothing going on in the trial. It's just attorney judge business, so it wasn't televised. Yesterday ended with, they played a piece of evidence, a recording that Amber had made of her and Johnny talking. And it was very grim. Okay. It was clearly, I mean, it was hard to get your head around what was going on because there was no context given. In fact, the attorney did not make it clear what day and date and where it was taking place.
And she was secretly recording him.
She's secretly recording him, right? That all of this is her secretly recording, right? And it was very clear that Johnny was, well, we'll just assume he was under the influence either of drugs or alcohol or both. Although it could just be that he was just very depressed. And he was engaging in some sort of self-harm. That's what it sounded like. Like he was cutting himself, wanted to hurt himself. And for whatever reason, Amber pulls out her phone, and instead of calling 911 to call for help, call a friend of Johnny's for help, call a psychiatrist, she started recording. And she recorded what sounded like her trying to keep him from hurting himself. Please don't do this. Please don't hurt yourself. Don't cut yourself. Don't put put the blade down. Don't hurt yourself. That, and then this is what it leads up to. That blade is really dull. That's going to hurt. Don't do that. Here. And she hands him a sharper blade.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't even know how to process that.
And that's
Ooh.
good for her?
And that is just exactly how it's presented to the court. I mean, oh my God. That's just, does that make Johnny look worse? Or does that make Amber look worse? And this is being presented by her counsel. I mean, my goodness.
What
Pause
happened?
on that for just a second. I want to say hi to whom I consider to be my patron in the chat. PJ of Orville Nation, how are you doing, my friend? Netter, please drop PJ's link. Everybody, I ask you, if you want to support me in any way, please go to Orville Nation and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you hear every time he goes live or drops a video about the Orville, about Dark Matters, or anything else that he's that he is. Yeah, no, you're right, PJ. That is fucked up. And that was the cherry on top of this week. And thankfully Johnny gets a 3-day weekend to kind of get his head together after that. It was very clear that he kept it together really well throughout his time on the bench, in the seat, but he grabbed tissues. He was clearly in tears when he was listening to this. It was not good. And I'm telling you, regardless of whether or not Johnny wins this case, he's already won in the court of public opinion. This case is going to give Warner Brothers every bit of cover they need to say, you know what? We don't want to deal with you as Aquawoman anymore. We'll recast or we'll drop the character. If they don't do that, I'll be really shocked, especially with the way things that are going with under Zaslav. We'll talk more about that on Aged Boomer's channel on Sunday. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But
yeah, because I've heard something. I heard something on another stream that has me concerned that if Warner Brothers will drop Amber Heard so fast. I've heard some rumors she might have some dirt on a higher up over there, and she's holding that over them.
Well, good. I'm glad you brought that up, Stephen, because right now there's a lot of speculation. Remember, we are 2 weeks into a 6-week trial. 6-week trial minimum. It could go longer than 6 weeks, believe it or not. And Johnny hasn't even brought all of his witnesses yet, let alone Amber Heard hasn't had a chance to do anything just yet.
Except for incriminating herself further.
Well, yeah, there's that. We'll get more into that in just a second. But some of the people that are on the docket are a certain Rocket Man and several others are rumored to be possibly coming in to give testimony, regardless of what side they're on. Could get very interesting. And it's starting to show a pattern of behavior. It's really starting to look more and more like there was a song back in the 80s, maybe 80s or 90s, Stop Using Sex as a Weapon.
Huh.
Starting to think some of that's going on here.
For sure.
But you know what it comes down to, guys? I'm just going to frickin' say it right out. This woman weaponized a Me Too. She really did. And it's starting to blow up in her face. And it's blowing up in Me Too's face. Do you know what's been trending this week? What hashtag? It was actually in my thumbnail. Me Poo. Me Poo has been trending big time. it's because of the whole Amber turd in the bed thing that I joked
Oh.
about earlier. That's not a good look for the Me Too movement. It really is not. Real quick, I want to, because I don't want to, I certainly want to bring you guys into the conversation here. If he actually would have hurt himself back then, she could have been in serious trouble for aiding and slightly suicidal. Oh, PJ, thank you for reminding me. Another piece of evidence that was introduced this week during Johnny's time on the stand. A gift that was given to Johnny by his wife, Amber Heard. It was a very nice, very sharp Damascus knife inscribed with the quote, "Until death, ... Love, Slim." Slim was established as his pet name for Amber Heard. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. That gift, that inscription,
Psycho,
and the audio that her counsel presented, that does not look good for Amber Heard. I'm sorry. And this is them presenting this evidence. I don't even know what to say about that. So what they tried to do, what her attorney tried to do in the cross all week was imply, no, not even imply. What their job was to impeach his character. You're a drug addict. You're, an alcoholic. You're this and that. But there was nothing they could bring up, no evidence they could show regarding this that Johnny himself had not already talked about. So we go into this, whether you're the jury or the onlooker or whatever, going, yeah, he's already admitted to this. What's your point, counselor? He's an alcoholic. He's admitted it. He's had problems with drugs. He's admitted it. He's had depression issues. He's admitted that. He's been trying to get help. He's admitted that. All of these emails with other celebrities who have had struggles that are trying to prop him up. Some of the names that came up, Elton John. Help me out, guys. The actor that played Vision in the Marvel films.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany, yeah.
Paul Bettany.
Was another one. These are friends of his that have come out and been chatting back and forth with him, trying to help him out with his, his issues.
And my thing would be, it's like, if they're going after Johnny saying, well, isn't it true you drink, you take drugs? It's like, asked and answered.
And that's the other thing. So this is the way it went. First, his attorney asked him questions and let him talk. Basically, let him tell his story, So you get to know Johnny, and he lays the groundwork. Then cross-examination is Amber Heard's attorneys, which they're still in the middle of, actually. They finished up the week, not done, where they would then try to do gotchas, Throughout his attorneys asking him questions, he took his time. He was thoughtful. He thought through every question that was asked. And when he answered, he did so in a very evocative way. He used very descriptive language that you could tell he's an artist, and he was really able to get his point across in very illustrative ways. And he really captured the audience. He did a great job. But he really made you feel for him. He shared the abuse that he received from his mother, how his father didn't stand up to her. Without saying it directly, very much implied and got across that he very much modeled his father in the way he is. He's a very gentle person. Never raised his hand to a woman in his life. Has always taken the greater burden on himself. I mean, you come away from his testimony really liking him. And then when you have her attorney coming down hard on him and attacking him, you're kind of like seeing her attorneys as an extension of her going, you're a fucking asshole. Did you not just hear what we just heard? Back off, asshole. You know, and honestly, you know, as Legal Bites and all the other attorneys on her channel were pointing out, you know, we don't know what the jury is getting out of this, but chances are they're probably having a similar reaction to what we're having and probably empathizing with him. So they come out and they keep saying, well, you were drunk on this day. Yeah, probably. You did drugs. You did this. You did. Yes, I admitted that, you know, probably the funniest thing, what a lot of people on social media are kind of ripping on, is that Rottenborn he liked submitting examples of emails or texts or whatever that Johnny had with various people. And he would read the text and he would say, is that correct? Did I read that right, Mr. Depp? And Johnny would be like, yes, very good. You know, almost like you were expecting him to say, very good, you can read. But he never actually said that. It was kind of funny. But there were a couple times when he would read the text and Johnny would go, no, that's not correct. And then he'd point out that he said the wrong word or he had the wrong inflection. He said inflection's important. That's not the intent. And then he would read the text and you'd be like, oh, I get what he's saying. Okay. So a couple strong words came up, people. Here's where we use some more strong words. You got to know that I'm going to be using strong words especially because I'm quoting from the trial this week. The word cunt came up, and I told you that her attorney used this word over and over and over again, which looked really you don't want to associate your client with the word cunt, but she did because she was trying to drive home. Johnny kept calling her a cunt. That's abusive, right? Yeah. Well,
after the bitch tries to cut your finger off, you know.
Good point, Stephen, and I'll get back to that in a second. But let's go back to Isaac's testimony. Isaac shared, and it came up in Johnny's texts with Isaac. Clearly, they were good friends. They never had any conflict between them, right? He called Isaac a cunt all the time. And that came up in the questioning to Isaac. Excuse me, sir. Did you ever hear Mr. Depp call Miss Heard a cunt? And he said, sure. He called me a cunt all the time. There was laughter in the courtroom. And that kind of kills it, right? Her attorney presents to Johnny an email to Miss Heard. And this was the one where he said, no, you didn't read that right. He said, he reads it and as he says, da 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 da, I love you, cunt. And he goes, no, that's not right. I love you, cunt. I called her that sometimes. It was a term of endearment, just like I called Isaac. Wow. Suddenly, calling someone a cunt, not necessarily a bad thing. Anybody who's seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
What's happening, cunts? He says to his friends.
To his friends, yeah.
It's like on social media all the time. It's what's up, bitches? You know?
What's up, bitches? Yeah. I mean, it's context matters. And Johnny did a great job of putting things in context. He did it constantly. And I swear, Rotten Bottom looked terrible. Right from the very beginning, he comes up and greets, hello, Mr. Depp. Hello, Mr. Rotten Bottom. That's how Johnny said it.
That's
and
funny.
And it was a chuckle because it's like, just called him by his name. Rotten Bottom. I'll tell you, right now, there's a lot of people on social media comparing Rotten Bottom with Binger. That's not a comparison you want if you're an attorney.
No.
It's been an interesting couple of days. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I haven't been watching the chat the way I intend. Some say Johnny is justifying his drug use by admitting it, and it may hurt him in his case. You think that is true? No. I understand why someone would say that. I don't feel that anything he has said has justified it. He has made it clear that it is why he is doing it. He is explaining it, but I don't think at any time he has used it as a justification. No. He has admitted to abuse. He has admitted it was bad. And that brings me to another word that has come up over and over in the trial. The word monster. He uses monster as most people with a substance abuse. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Not just with a substance abuse problem. People with a substance abuse and behavioral problem because of it. They call it their monster, okay? If they have mood swings, if they get angry, if they get depressed, if it is oppressive to them, this addiction becomes their monster, right? And he has used it in that way. He has pointed out that's when he meant it. But it gets used multiple times in multiple contexts, and it doesn't always mean that. And it's also used sometimes by Amber to just mean Johnny, not his addiction, not his struggles, not his demons, so to speak, but him. And that has come out because of the way the cross has happened, and that does not help Amber either. It makes her look worse.
Yep.
So for all the times she tries to make herself look like the supportive wife trying to help him, they introduce evidence where she's handing him a knife, or she's giving him a sharper blade, or she's recording when she could have called 911. It's like, this is your own evidence. You are making yourself look worse than Johnny is. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with your counsel? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that by admitting his failings, he gets ahead of these things. So in the cross, the way it's come across is, excuse the alliteration there. The way it comes across is you're trying to besmirch him. You're trying to impeach him with things he's already admitted himself. And that leads me to another point. Everybody that they were able to interview that was in the peanut gallery has said, oh my God, once they started cross-examination, it got so fucking boring. We couldn't pay attention. Okay. So when you are cross-examining, okay, you are the antagonist, right? So this is a hostile witness, right? So you want to control what you're getting from him. You ask questions, and they should be yes and no questions, right? And if they start to go off, you go, yes or no, Mr. Depp. Okay? That's how you control it. Every time they let Johnny talk, Johnny made himself look better. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're hurting your own case.
And weren't there a couple of ones where they're like, yes or no? He goes, well, I can't answer it that simply.
Yeah. Johnny. So here's what it is. The cross-examination, the attorney is supposed to be in charge. Johnny took charge. He really did. So he would say something like, so on this flight, you were impaired, weren't you? You were drunk and you were impaired. And he goes, well, I can't answer that yes or no. You'd have to define impaired. I had a drink. That didn't mean that I was, and he would start then saying I had taken 2 opiates, right? Basically, he was trying to go to sleep on the flight. So he took 2 of these opiates. He said, I had a half a glass of champagne. That wasn't enough to be drunk, but I'm already falling asleep. So I fell asleep. So you passed out. No. I went to sleep, which was why I took the pills, and he'd keep doing this. And, it's like, he's already admitted to what he did, you kind of, and that was the thing. There was a couple of times where you'd say you're using a word. What it means to you doesn't necessarily mean what it means to me. So I can't answer yes or no unless you tell me what it means to you first. Very reasonable things. And what was funny is the strategy was very clear. Amber's attorney was trying to get him angry, right? So he lost his temper and he looked like an abuser on the stand. And Johnny never did. He got a few little barbs in, but they were the kind of things where everybody in the court was like in total agreement with him because this guy was coming off as an asshole. There was one point where, again, as he should, because he's the opposing counsel, he says, just yes or no. We're trying to economize the time for the jury and everybody. We want to keep this simple. Just answer yes or no. Okay. But then in the very next moment, he'd want to submit something as evidence, an email or whatever, but you don't submit something into evidence that's going to become public and published with personal identifiable information, people's emails, people's phone numbers, things like that. So it all needs to be redacted. So as soon as he'd say that, Johnny's counsel would say, we acquiesce only after redaction. So then they'd have to spend 5 minutes literally in court, somebody redacting that information before it's submitted. This is stuff that's supposed to happen before they even come into the court. So then you say, we're trying to economize the court's time. Bullshit, you're wasting the court's time doing this. And Johnny brought it up at one point. He goes, he starts to answer the question, yes or no, we're trying to economize the court's time. Oh yeah, just like you've economized the court's time by spending 5-10 minutes redacting and finding your files and stuff. And that's not, from a decorum standpoint, not real good, but you better believe the jury's like, amen, brother, thank you. Yep. Sorry, let me take a drink real quick. But yes, and Orville Nation brings up mega pint of wine. There was one point, and you're right. Thank you for reminding me, PJ. This was part of the story that I wanted to get to. There was a piece of evidence, a recording that Amber Heard did, where she's recording. Now, let me set the stage. First, I'm going to be as clear as I can be from my understanding. Unfortunately, Johnny, the jury, nobody in the court was clear on the timeline based on the opposing counsel. Johnny's counsel was very clear. They were very in order, chronologically. This happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It was like Rottenberg was like freaking Doc Brown in a DeLorean. going back to 2015, then 2018, then do this. And Johnny's like, when did this take place? Sometimes he didn't even answer his question. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't answer your question without knowing when this took place. Seriously. And honestly, the court had no freaking idea what was going on anymore either. So at one point, a piece of evidence was submitted that, after a lot of confusion, we finally figured out was on Amber Heard's birthday, which also happened to be the day that Johnny found out that his accountant had stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from him. Yeah. He basically found out he was broke, and the taxes had not been paid. And he was in a very, very bad financial circumstance. So he's in a meeting with his new accountant who's telling him this. And he's calling Amber saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late to your birthday celebration. Okay. Then the next day, after Amber has just read him the riot act for being late to his birthday, big fight over that, no compassion for the situation, completely divorced from what's going on. The next day, 2 p.m, although she said it was morning, her own video shows it's 2 p.m. He's in the kitchen and he's slamming cabinets and stuff and throwing pots and pans. What's wrong, Johnny? What's wrong? And he's really angry. He's just, leave me alone. Just, whatever. And she tries, it's very clear in the video. As he comes close to where the camera is, she tries to cover it up with her drink. He's like, what's this? You recording me? What's wrong with you? And he walks out of the room. And she looks into the camera and smirks. It's like, really? This is your evidence that he's a violent person. And it makes him look bad? Again, you're the one recording it and smiling about it. You had no problem walking up to him. You didn't feel like you were in any danger. So,
where's the justice for the cabinets?
Well, and this is what comes up. So in response to this, the attorney's like, so you admit that you were violent? And he's like, I'll admit that I assaulted some cabinets, but I never laid a hand on Miss Heard.
Yeah.
There was a bit of humor there. Okay. The court responded very humorously to that.
That actually reminds me, I'm sorry to interrupt. That actually
please
remind me of something that
every time you interrupt me, it gives me a chance to drink, so I appreciate it.
Try.
They had Bobcat Goldthwait on a talk show one time, and he had gotten in trouble. He got kicked off the Tonight Show because he set the couch on fire.
Yes,
I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
Anyway,
I remember hearing about it. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, he was on another talk show years later, and he had met Johnny Depp maybe more than once, but he had met Johnny Depp, and Johnny had gotten into some trouble with a hotel because apparently there was some incident where he had trashed this hotel room for whatever reason. I never heard why. So Goldthwait's like, why'd you trash the hotel room? Now wait a minute, guys. No. I'm sorry. Reverse that. He says, why'd you set the couch on fire? I don't know. Why did you trash that hotel room? He says, in my defense, the hotel room made the first move.
Oh.
So PJ says, isn't a happy hour anytime? Let me share real quick. Share screen, sound.
Isn't happy hour anytime?
The question had been, don't you drink in the morning or something like that? And he's like, well, isn't happy hour anytime? And of course the court laughed, and it was but it was in response to exactly this piece. And again, the camera shows you what time of day it was, and it was 2:30 in the afternoon. So this was not in the morning. I'm sorry. It's but I'll be honest with you. Whiskey in the morning, I'll tell you. I've never done it, but I've thought it. Take a shot and say, good morning. There are some mornings, let me tell you, but because I know what I'm about to get into. Let's face it. Again, this is Johnny dealing with the fact that he's lost his fortune, and he's going to be trying to figure out what the fuck he's going to do to continue on. You know, it was a bad circumstance for him, and he got no compassion from the person who's supposed to be propping him up. It's a sad situation. But so anyway, this whole cabinet smashing thing, I was on social media the other day, and I was chatting with Magic Mags. You know, a lot of you probably know her from the community, and back and forth. And some of our conversation got picked up by other people and shared and commented on. It became this thread about the cabinets, and it became a very, very, very humorous thread, very fun, humorous thread. And somebody took that thread and made an animation of it. And I liked it so much that I went in and edited it. And real quick, I want to share it with you because it's kind of funny. Let me, here we go.
You didn't react. I did assault a couple of cabinets, but I did not touch Miss Heard.
Who's representing the cabinets? Won't someone please think of the cabinetry?
Honestly, the poor hinges.
I was so concerned for the glass.
Nah, the glass deserved it. You could see right through it.
Hold up. Are you saying...
They only had themselves to blame.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it.
This is the best thread I've seen all day. Oh my god.
It has been fun. It really was fun. It was, and there's actually more, and there's branches off of that thread, and I swear it's still, let me see, if I go to yeah, people are still sharing it around. It is, and liking it. I have, oh God, I have well over 100 likes on that thread. It's freaking hysterical.
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
I'm starting to wonder if they saw, if Amber's attorneys watched the Kane Mutiny before they went to. But what about the cabinets? The cabinets. I don't know anything about the cabinets. You know, the men wanted me dead. They didn't know me any better. You know, stuff like that.
It keeps coming out every single time. He never laid a hand on her. He never touched. No. And the biggest takeaway has been, and she's recorded herself saying this. When things get too intense, he walks away, right? And he de-escalates. He wants to get away from it. He doesn't want confrontation. He certainly doesn't want physical confrontation. And she keeps arguing, you can't walk away from it because there's no solution. And he keeps pointing out, you get violent. I am not going to stand here and take it. That is not a solution. And right now, the big one that's going on was they introduced, and you've probably heard this little piece of evidence outside of court. The thing about she what was it? She had they got into a fight. She got physical. She was slapping him, okay? And he said, "You punched me." She said, "I didn't punch you. I hit you." And all the attorneys on Legal Bites channel was like, she just admitted she friggin' hit him. Doesn't matter if it's a slap, a hit, a punch, what it is. It's still physical assault. You know, it's regardless. And we were waiting for that piece of evidence to be admitted. We thought it was going to come from Johnny's side. No, she admits it herself. And it's like, the fuck is wrong with your attorneys? This does not make you look good. And it's very clear that she's hitting him and he's trying to get away and trying to get away and trying to get away. And at one point, while she's hitting him, he embraces her. And that's when she claims he headbutted her. He said, our heads may have collided. I did not headbutt her. She's attacking me. If our heads clunked, it was not an attack on my part. She said, you broke my nose. You're saying that our heads bumped. I did not break your nose if that's what happened. You know, it doesn't look great, but most people are looking at it going, I can see it. I can see it. You're trying to hold her down when she's swinging at you. If she got bumped, that's on her, not you, you know?
And then her makeup people were like, we didn't see any marks.
The makeup thing. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Netter. I had totally forgotten about the makeup thing. So her whole argument is that this one day, there was this big fight. She had 2 black eyes, broken nose, split lip. But the very next day, she was on some talk show and you couldn't see it. And they introduced this evidence about the makeup she wore. It was during the that artist that Isaac, you know, Isaac, did you ever see her without makeup? How do you know she wasn't wearing makeup? Was she wearing, I don't remember what the fuck they called it, Arabica cream or some frickin' kind of cream. And he's like, I don't even know what that is. Nobody in the court knew what it was. I had to look it up, but I guess it's a cream that contains some kind of a tightening agent. I don't know if it's some sort of an alcohol or something that causes things to tighten up, decreases swelling. You put that on under a cover up, you know, if you got some swelling, whatever. So she's claiming she's using this stuff. She's been using it. She said that she's been using it throughout her marriage to Johnny Depp, going back to, I don't know, 2015, 2012. I don't know how long they've been together. Interestingly, in the past 24 hours, the company that puts out this cream publicly stated that they didn't start putting out that cream until well after the time she said she started using it. Very clearly trying to divorce themselves from her assertions. Also pointing out that their cream is good, but it would not hide a broken nose and black eyes. So watch for that to be admitted into evidence later on by Johnny's side. It's not looking real good. As soon as you introduce information and the company that you're talking about comes out and says that's a lie, well, sorry, you just impeached yourself. And if you're lying about evidence, how do we know any of your evidence is true?
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. I'm sorry. This whole Me Too thing. She's supposed to be the voice of the Me Too movement. This is not looking good for Me Too. It really doesn't. It looks like, you know, the exact opposite. It's hurting the whole Me Too concept. Look, I'm going to say this right now. You need to listen when someone says they're being abused. But that person being abused needs to bring forth evidence. Okay? This believe all women bullshit. We've just seen evidence women lie. Listen to everyone, not just women. Listen to everyone who claims they are being abused, but then expect them to provide evidence. What did Ronald Reagan say? Trust, but verify. Okay? Accusations need to come with evidence. Okay? If Netter were to say, Troy's beating me, she better come with some evidence. She better show some actual black eyes. She better show some pictures. She better have the recordings. These recordings that she's providing make her look bad. Show that she's an abuser. I don't know what her defense is thinking. I really don't. It's the most bizarre case I think I've ever seen. Anyway, so
how long do you think the trial is going to go on for?
It is going to go on for a minimum of 6 weeks because that's what they've set aside. Now, this judge is doing something that I've never seen in court. She's very good about time. Okay. So they start on time. They end on time. And I think both sides have kind of learned that. And so they know, don't push the judge. If they think they're going to go over, they go, yeah, we're coming up 10 minutes to, we're going to, and look, when you've been in court all day, I don't care whether you're in the hot seat or if you're in the jury or who you are, you get tired by the end of the day. The jury is tired by the end of the day. If they get an extra 10 minutes to themselves, they can leave 10 minutes early. They're appreciative.
Yeah.
Opposing counsel has not given them that. When Johnny's attorneys finished questioning him, they had about 15 minutes and they were like, we were thinking maybe, we end 15 minutes early, pick up the cross tomorrow. And Rottenborn was like, nope, I can use those 15 minutes. And you can see both Johnny and the jurors were like, he earned no points that day, let me tell you.
That's as bad as the attorney on I was called for jury duty. And one of the attorneys for opposing counsel for the person was asking each of the jurors, questions. What do you do for a living? Have you served a jury before? Well, this one girl that was being considered, she was maybe early 20s. He actually said to her, do you think you can get your Blue's Clues together to help, give a good determination on this case? And I swear, everyone looked at him like, what the
hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Even the judge looked at him like, why are you talking to her like she's 5 freaking years old?
Look, I've got friends that are attorneys, right? And they all say attorneys are fucking assholes. They really are. But the most effective ones know how to talk to people, know how to garner their sympathies. The ineffective ones are the ones that end up losing cases. Let me tell you. Orville Nation says he just wants to avoid her. Yeah, he does. And honestly, her own attorneys have given us no reason to think we wouldn't want to either. I think this is my prediction for the coming weeks. We're going to get some more, witnesses that are going to testify that they've had personal experience with her that has not been very positive. Outside of court, there have been a lot of people, excuse the term, divorcing themselves from her and saying, yeah, she's abusive, she's toxic, don't get involved with her.
She's a wackadoo.
She is a friggin' wackadoo. And I don't know if you guys all saw this. Take this with a grain of salt. It may not mean anything, but Jason Momoa started following Johnny on social media.
Uh-oh.
That may not mean anything. Okay. Look, there's such a thing as, hate following. I follow a lot of people that I don't agree with because I just want to see what they're saying, be able to troll them, stuff like that.
Okay, for those of us who have no idea what that's supposed to mean, explain, please, because I don't know what that
means. Okay. Yeah, no. Netter brings up a good point. So Jason Momoa is the star of Aquaman. His supporting cast is Amber Heard. She plays Mrs. Aquaman.
Mira.
And yeah, right. And the fact that now, so as a comic book fan, I will say this: the character of Mira in the comics is a fucking wackadoo. So I think they cast it pretty damn well. But from working with her point of view, not so much. And there has been some mixed messages coming out of Warner Brothers about the chemistry between Jason Momoa and Amber Heard. Put that aside, that's just speculation. The reality is he started following Johnny. Why is he following Johnny? Is he following Johnny because he supports Johnny? Or is he following Johnny because he's interested? Or is he following Johnny because, you know, he's hate following her? I don't know. You know, real quick, I want to say hi to someone that encourages me so much every time I see her in the chat, the lovely Sherry, who truly is lovely. I super appreciate you stopping by and saying hi and supporting me, and you know, maybe hit that like button and make me feel like $1 million, because every time I get a little like on my videos, it really makes me feel good. But thanks for being here, and I'm sorry, Orville Nation. I'm having a hard time following here because I've had, you know, some Johnny juice, but you said Troy, and then nothing else. So I don't know what it was you wanted to say.
Johnny juice.
Rum.
Gotcha.
Although that's not really his drink of choice. I'm referring to, of course, you know, the Captain Jack Sparrow. What were you saying, Netter?
Do you have more in that can?
Thank you so much, Netter.
If you're out of the tap, I got Dr. Pepper over here.
Yes, you do, but I don't want to dilute it too much, so I'll get to that when where was I?
They were both in the Stand remake. Ezra Miller and Amber Heard.
That must have. And
I never saw it. I don't know.
That must have been a fucking nightmare.
Right?
To work with, yeah.
Right?
On the set.
Well, he played Flash Man, so that was probably good casting.
So, given all of so, I'm not going to get too into Ezra Miller tonight, but you make a great point. Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, really so many others are becoming very problematic for the companies they work for. And it used to be, especially with Disney, it used to be that you had writers put into contracts. If you cause any problem for the company, you're gone, you're out, you're done. They seem to have backed off of that. Watch for that to change in the very, very near future. Disney's having some very serious problems. They can't afford to fuck around, right? But honestly, none of the companies can. They're on razor thin margins between the COOF and so many other economic situations that are going on. Nobody can afford to fuck around anymore. They need people to start fucking being professional. These people make too damn much money to not be professional. So watch for those things to start getting written into contracts. You fuck up, you're gone, we replace you. Nobody is irreplaceable. In the green room before the stream, we were talking about.
I thought you were saying the green room for the train. For the stream,
I could replace you, Agent Boomer. No, I'm kidding. No, that's not what I was saying.
You once talked that I would be replacing Boomer on.
Yeah. Delete. What are you doing every Friday going for it? No, I'm kidding.
Whatever. I'll start a stream with Bud Boy then and delete it.
Yes. Oh, can you drop Bud Boy? Thank you. Because for all the joking, we really do try to help each other grow. No, what we were talking about before the stream is that, you know, these actors think they're irreplaceable, right? No. Right now, the current fan theory is that they're clearly going to get rid of Ezra Miller. And one way they could do it is by re-editing this Flashpoint movie they want to do. And when he changes history, he changes his own history and he's cast by another actor. Maybe he the character has all the same memories, but he looks in the mirror and he goes, oh, I changed myself somehow, you know? And they recast him. We talked about Batman, you know, Tim Burton had Michael Keaton for 2 movies, and then in theory he was recast by what's his name? Who replaced him in Batman Forever?
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Thank you. There's a school of thought that he's a different Batman altogether, but for all intents and purposes, it was just a recasting. You're supposed to assume he's the same Batman, you know? So it can happen. It can happen. And people have been recast many. Oh gosh, even talking about Batman, who was the character? Maggie Gyllenhaal played her, and then she was recast by someone
Rachel,
else.
I think was her name.
Oh yeah,
Rachel. Right. Yeah, she was a character.
First movie.
Yeah. Thank you. Deleted scenes. She was a character created for that specific movie. She wasn't from the comics. Recast. Boom. No problem. No one had a problem with it. Who was the 2 actresses from the Mummy films? In the 3rd movie, she was recast. They even made a joke about it. Right.
Hold on, I'll find out.
And Maria Bello in the 3rd movie.
Maria Bello.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever played her in the first 2 movies, very, very attractive. They replaced her, not as good.
Quick pause. Troy had me drop the link to Bud Boy Productions. When I was grabbing the link, I saw he has a bid up for a GoFundMe because he has to get his green card in order to stay in the States and be with his wife-to-be.
I didn't know about this. Guys, please. Bud Boy, so I've been following Bud Boy for a long time. He's originally from the UK. I was following him when he was in the UK. Guys, this is a great story. He fell in love with someone here in the US. He moved here, but he's not married yet. He wants to stay here. They got married last one.
Oh, did they?
Did they?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look, whatever the financial need is, go check out his channel. Start there. Okay, click the link because Netter shared it. Click the link, hit subscribe, hit the bell, check out his channel, see what's going on with him. I got to get caught up myself on all the details. But damn it, he's good people. He's here in the States. Let's keep him here, okay?
Yeah, basically, for what it says on the GoFundMe, it may sound like he hadn't gotten married yet, but he says he needs, money to fund getting his green card. I guess there's some medical stuff he has to go through in order to stay.
He does have a medical situation. That's true. I won't get into that because it's none of my business to share.
Yeah, but part of it is, it's really, really expensive. So he's asking for help. So I dropped the link. If you can help at all, drop a couple bucks or just share out the link if nothing else.
Guys, so I think you're probably getting this about my channel. I have a heart for helping people. And guys, this YouTube thing doesn't, even if you're monetized, you don't make shit. You really don't. This is not something you can make a living from. You need to be as big as, I don't know, Midnight's Edge or Doom.
Bigger, I think, than them. I don't know.
In order to make a living at it. Otherwise, people like even Elena Creole and stuff, they work full-time jobs in addition to doing YouTube. Because they can't, what you make from YouTube, you can't. And I'm not monetized. I don't see myself getting monetized anytime soon. But what we are is a community, okay? And like I said before, one day maybe you're going to be the one that needs some help, okay? So help while you can. Go check out Bud Boy's channel. See what you can do to help him out. I'll follow up with him after the stream tonight. But come on, guys. This is community, okay? We're friends. We're family. That's what I'm saying. Evelyn Hampton. I see somebody mentioned Evelyn Hampton. Is she in the stream?
No, Evelyn Hammond.
Sorry. See, I look for my friends. That's what I'm always doing. Rachel Wise and Evelyn Hammond. An actress. Okay, my apologies.
Okay, I don't know who Evelyn Hammond is. So.
Yeah, she was the one in that 3rd movie about the
No, Maria Bello.
Oh, it was Maria Bello. I know this because apparently Maria Bello had a reputation for getting with her male leads, and apparently after Brendan Fraser was done with that movie, that's when the wife filed for the divorce. Now, I don't know that Brendan Fraser did anything. Okay, so I'm not even saying that.
So
but
this is
she suspected, so I don't know.
What you're saying there, Boomer,
It's
ties
rumor I've
directly
heard.
to
Yeah.
this whole Hollywood thing, the Amber Heard thing, and all of this stuff. Okay, all this stuff that's out in front of us. People may not realize this is a modern day thing. Classic Hollywood kept this stuff in the shadows. They kept their private life private. Heck, there were people that would get married, or they were gay, or whatever their relationships were behind the scenes. They kept them quiet because they wanted to present the illusion that they were available to all of their fans. You know, I'm a star, and if you are into me, maybe one day you and I could, maybe, because I'm a single person, even though I'm married, or maybe I'm gay, or maybe I'm whatever. You don't know.
There are some actors,
that's marketing.
Yeah, there were some actors back in the day that had in their contract they could not say that they were married, just for that illusion of.
That's true. That's true.
You know, I am this sexy actor guy, and I can't let anyone know that I'm taken because my fans would be disappointed. They would never have a chance with me. Not that
guys,
they would anyway, but you know.
There's some YouTubers that act that way too. I'm just gonna say, there's some people, I know they're married. They even talk about it on their channel, but they play up like they're available. I don't like it. I think it's kind of distasteful, but well, see, that's easy for me to say, right? I'm clearly not somebody that's marketable, even if I was single. So that's sweet of you to say, but you're probably in the minority, sweetheart. But
you say I'm biased?
Yeah, I'm counting on it. When Netta and I first started dating, and she showed an interest in me, I was like, damn, I got to marry this girl before she gets her eyesight back. Let me tell you.
I guess I'm still blind to it. It's been 30 years and we're still together.
So, Orville Nation has been like blowing smoke up my ass all day, and I got to say, I super appreciate it. Troy is a wizard who gives them hearts out to the Tin Man. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just empathic, but I just think if I was in that situation, what would I want people to do for me? Sadly, I've been in those kinds of situations and not had the support that I've given, but you know, I choose to trust in karma even when I don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there have been times way, like many years ago where, you know, Troy and I were first married and all that, where, you know, we had crappy jobs, we need money, people have helped us out. And it's like, our big thing is always pay it forward. And you know, how would you want to be treated if you needed help with something? You'd want people to help you, right? So it's always been our thing is we're going to help whoever we can, however we can, and we don't expect anything back for it, because that's the key. A lot of people help somebody else out, but it's like, well, what are you going to do for me? Or you're going to pay me back, right? Whereas you need to have the heart, like we do, of I'm doing this thing for you. I'm giving you money. I'm doing whatever. I don't expect anything in return. I don't even expect you to say thank you, because it's really not necessary. I'm doing this out of my heart for you because I care about you that much. You know?
So the friend that I was sharing about who came home one day and his wife was gone, he's kind of the one we learned that lesson from. He kind of modeled that, and you know, that's kind of where I learned it from. I modeled that. PJ says Jason Momoa is good friends with his old boss, producer, director, Peter DeLuise from Stargate and from 21 Jump Street. He's one of Johnny's best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Got to tell you, Peter DeLuise, I am a huge fan. I didn't know any of this that you just shared, PJ, but 21 Jump Street was where I became a big fan of his. He also was, if I'm not mistaken, the father on Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yeah.
Huge fan of his. Son of Dom DeLuise, whom I'm also a big fan of. God rest his soul. He loved food. And he lived his life the way he wanted to, but it also cut his life short. I understand that. We all have our drugs, okay? Whether it's alcohol, whether it's cocaine, whether it's some sort of barbiturates, whether it's food. And I don't begrudge him that, but I miss Dom DeLuise. Let me just say that. Totally getting off topic. Sorry, guys. Yes, the father on Wizards of the Waverly Place is the other brother. So it was, let's see, Peter DeLuise and help me out, PJ. What was his name? Because it's going to drive me crazy if I can't remember his name.
You can always ask her.
Alexa, who played the father in Wizards of Waverly Place?
Rachel Dratch.
No, that's wrong.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh, fuck it, guys! Help me out here. I need a real world help on this question. Use your Google Foo, Netter. You always.
I see his face, but I'm blanking out.
Well, I'm sorry. Those brothers all look alike to me.
They do.
Really do.
David DeLuise.
David DeLuise played the father on Wizards of Waverly.
Jerry Russo. He was dad.
Well, thanks for correcting me, Orville Nation, because that's not cool. I'll tell you what, all of those boys are awesome, in my opinion. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. No, it's true. I really like the Wizards of Waverly Place. Look, so this is exactly my point. I don't know if any of y'all subscribe to that Disney Plus. But are all of those shows like Wizards of Waverly Place and The Sweet Life on Deck, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, iCarly, are those shows on Disney Plus? If
Is
they're not, what the fuck are they doing?
Is iCarly a Disney show?
Mm-hmm.
Because Paramount Plus has the iCarly redo series on there where it's like she's older. And was that a Nickelodeon show? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, I'm sorry. You might be right. I may have been mistaken about that.
I think Wizards of Waverly Place was Disney.
My point is that all of these shows that we did watch on Disney, on the Disney Channel, why are they not on Disney Plus? Why isn't every friggin' thing on Disney?
Well, maybe it is. Maybe there's like an apology before it comes on about how, offensive stuff on there. I don't know. I don't subscribe to Disney Plus, so I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
No. Wolfie pointed out that iCarly is Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Orville Nation said the third brother was the Colonel on Wormhole Extreme. I never heard of that.
I'm sorry, Orville Nation. I have no idea what you're talking about. That one, I don't know. But let me tell you something. Those brothers are talented. I like those guys. In fact, I think it was Peter DeLuise. Not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure Peter DeLuise was also in the first season of the Highlander series. I know that's a deep cut, but it's something I just happen to remember. That's how big a fan I am of that family. They're Italian, okay? So Pacelli, DeLuise, okay? I'm gonna gravitate there. Just
How tipsy are you now, Troy?
Pretty. No, I'm not Johnny Depp tipsy, but
can I get you agree to a Highlander 2 rewatch someday, huh?
Oh God.
Not unless you do 1 and 3 first.
Oh, there's versions?
Yeah.
There are versions of 2, but I'm just saying we do 1 and we do 3, then maybe I'll do 2.
Oh.
You really want to do a Highlander rewatch?
No, I'm just saying. Well, I know you've already done 1 on Al's channel, right? Or maybe it was on Al's channel.
Did I?
It was on someone's channel, but I'm just saying Highlander 2 had had they were aliens from another planet. Remember that? And
the Zeist cut. I do have it somewhere. No, maybe I don't. Actually, I take that back. I think my personal custom box set is 1, 3, and all the others. I think I skipped 2. And look, let's face it.
Right?
Highlander 3 starts out with Christopher Lambert kind of like looking into the camera. In the days after the death of my friend Ramirez, which is basically him basically saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That second movie never happened. This third movie takes place after the first one.
Yes.
I loved it. I sat in the theater watching that when he did. I'm like, yes. And there were people looking at me like, what are you so excited about?
Well, they had never seen Highlander 2 because nobody did.
One hopes.
Anyways. So what do you think the ramifications for careers this trial will have? Okay, that's my the big question I think in everybody's minds.
I'm gonna say that I am not gonna make a prediction that I want anyone to hold me to. I'm gonna tell you what I hope happens. Okay. Well, actually, no. There's one thing that I can say with some certainty because it's what Johnny Depp said. Johnny Depp said he's never going to work for Disney again. That's one of the things that came out of the trial. He was done dirty by Disney.
Why Disney and not Warner Brothers? Why is he angry with Disney over Warner Brothers instead of Warner Brothers?
Because it didn't come up. It just didn't come up in the trial. That may happen. Who knows? I don't know.
Warner Brothers did pay him. I'll say that. But yeah.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. Disney dropped him before signing him to a contract. So screw them. Whereas he had already been signed to Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers paid him and said, we're going to go a different way for PR reasons. It's a little easier to accept that. You know what I mean? Not that they had a choice. They were obligated contractually. Be that as it may, who knows what will come of that. But speaking specifically to the Disney thing, one thing he said about Disney, again, during the cross, when he was allowed to speak, when he should have been shut down, but he was allowed to speak, he said, yeah, he was supposed to be up for, I think it's Pirates 6. I don't know where they are in the numbering, but I think it's Pirates 6. Pirates 6 is in limbo. He basically said that. And he said that he was told he wasn't being considered any longer to, never mind. And yet they continue to use his likeness in all the parks. On all the toys.
They have probably the park.
I'm sure
actors.
I'm sure there's rights issues related there that they're exploiting, but he's pretty bitter about it, and he made that clear in his testimony. But he made it clear he would not work for Disney again. In fact, I think the way it went was Rottenborn had said something like, and you admit that if they were to back up a truck of money and millions of dollars and 1 million alpacas, you would not work for Disney again. He goes, that is correct. And a lot of people, not just me, this is going to be the first time I'm saying this, but other people have said this on social media. They've drawn the comparison between what Johnny was saying and the way that Gina Carano was treated. And they're not the only ones. A lot of actors are looking at Disney going, yeah, I don't want to work for Disney anymore. Disney is not in a good situation. Considering their situation in Florida and all that bullshit, they have pushed away so much talent. I don't know what to tell you about the future of Disney. I am so glad that Netter and I sold our stocks in Disney. I don't want anything to do with that fucking company anymore.
Oh.
The groomer bullshit aside, I don't want anything to do with that company. I don't care what their stock does. I don't want to make money off of it. I couldn't live with myself making money off of them.
I hear you.
But yeah, that's what he said this week. It's going around in the media, and I can't say I blame him. I'm starting to sound like Johnny as I talk.
It's the rum speaking.
It's the rum. It is absolutely the rum, no doubt about it.
I don't understand how they would do a Pirates movie without him, considering he was the main draw.
If I'm completely honest, the last couple movies haven't done that well. So I think the franchise has kind of run its course anyway. But I'll tell you what, there was talk about casting Margot Robbie and so many others.
Karen Gillian, I heard her name mentioned too.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. I'd go.
That was the first one. Margot Robbie was the second rumor that I heard.
Screw that! I'd go see Karen Gilliam. No doubt about that.
Oh, sure.
That casting I'd go see, but for the most part, all of this, fire a white guy, hire a woman. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of this tokenism. I really am.
Horrible Nation said he personally knows Disney actors have been treated like crap. Well-known actors, but of course you can't say who.
No. Good point. You can't say, but I will say that PJ knows some very famous people, and I think it's pretty cool. But he's not sharing anything surprising. This is stuff I have heard in the mainstream media from celebrities saying Disney fucking sucks to work for. And look, it's a bad business model. If the best talent doesn't want to work for you, who the fuck are you going to get going forward? The people that are new, that nobody knows, that are has-beens and desperate for work? Is this what Disney wants to project? We are the company of has-beens and nobodies.
Okay.
Everyone's got to start their acting career somewhere.
Agreed. You're absolutely right. I mean, nothing against, because I've always said, especially with these superhero stories where they keep going, who should we cast as this superhero? Who should we cast as that superhero? And I always say, nobody who is known in Hollywood. Pick somebody new who's perfect for the role.
Well,
think about Christopher Reeve when he played Superman.
To be fair, Disney sort of did that when they cast Thor and Captain America. I mean, they were known. I mean, Chris Evans, I think he was even in the
You are right.
The Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, but they were not the big as big as like a star like as Robert Downey Jr. was or whatever. But they cast
let's be
Chris
fair.
Hemsworth had been in a couple things. He'd been in that Star Trek, the Abrams Star Trek as
let's be honest about where Robert Downey Jr. was at the time. His career was kind of over, and he was rehabilitating himself. So, right?
Yep.
So let's be honest about that.
Yeah, it used to be that when a new actor was taking a role, they would say, and introducing so-and-so as whatever character.
Yep.
She's right. I kind of miss that in the whole Hollywood thing. Orville Nation says they are treated well at Disney if they are well known, but they are discarded on a dime. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And honestly, it's getting to the point where I don't know this because I'm not an actor in Hollywood, but I would guess that a lot of these actors are looking and going, if they're new and nobodies, they'll take any job they can get, including Disney. If they're well established, they're looking at Disney going, I don't know about that bullshit. You know?
Yeah, it's like I see the way you're treating other actors. Do I want that same abuse?
Look,
No.
this is probably the biggest lesson. Gina Carano, Johnny Depp, all of Hollywood looks at that and goes, I don't think I want to work for Disney.
And it's just like for any big company, because that's basically what Disney is. It's just a big company. Amazon has been having problems with their workers because they treat them like crap. And they're quitting left and right. So then they're hiring people with no skills whatsoever at really low wages, just trying to get people in to process all the orders that they have, because they still have customers. They just don't have staff.
Yeah. So for privacy reasons, I don't talk much about what company I work for or anything like that. But I happen to work for a company that I like working for. I like the company. Thus far, it's been a better company than most companies that I've worked for. There's something to be said for loyalty, right? I will put in extra hours. I will work for less money if the company, by and large, is a good company that I enjoy working for. If you take advantage of me, I want everything I can get out of you, and screw you, and you fire me, I'm happy to go on to the other companies. You know, if that's what it's all about, you know?
And Troy and I are of the same mindset. It's like the company that I started working for, because we used to work for the same company in the same department right around the time COVID was starting. We lost our jobs 5 minutes apart.
Yeah. That was
hard.
Eggs in the same basket situation. We won't probably be doing that again.
Well, he ended up getting a new job that November. So we got let go in like March, April. He got a new job in November. I finally got a new job the following March. And the company I work for is fantastic. I love this company. They appreciate you. They tell you constantly how much they appreciate you. They appreciate, when you jump in and help out other departments, which I'm constantly doing. If we had a new system that was installed and I was working, my typical hours are 7:30 to 4. I was working 7:30 to like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, helping to get this new system up and running. And I did this for weeks and weeks. In fact, it was several months. And it's like, so my overtime was crazy. I love those checks. But it was like, I was doing what I
She works from home. I work from home. And yet we work. She works upstairs. I work downstairs. So if she's working overtime, there are many hours I don't see her throughout the day.
But it's like, my company shows the appreciation. I'm not just a worker. I'm not just somebody in a seat. I'm somebody they value. And I've never had that with any other company I've worked for. Any other company, it's like, you're just an employee. You're just a seat. Just do work. We don't care about you. Yeah. And if you got any sort of raise or bonus, it was pennies. Whereas this company, it's like, we got really nice bonuses. I got a really nice raise. I have my boss is going to bat for me to give me the highest possible raise I could get, because you get like 3%. And so they're trying to give me as much as I could out of the department budget. And it's like, so my first year, I got a pretty decent raise. I'm pretty happy with it.
So, yeah. So there's something to be said for loyalty to the company you work for. And if the company doesn't have your back, you go on to someone else. And Disney is losing some of the best talent. There have been, and look, over on Age of Boomers channel, there you go. Age of Boomers channel, we've talked on Geeky Geezers about so many things related to Disney, where people are leaving Disney, not wanting to work with Disney. And let's face it, if you keep losing the best talent, what does that say about your company? What does that say about your stock prices? We'll be talking on Sunday about Disney, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
There's more stuff. They went to
There's
war.
A whole I could dedicate a whole show to it. We'll see how much we cover on Sunday. If we don't cover it all on Sunday, maybe maybe in a future Friday I'll cover
Yeah.
it. But
Hey, I did want to mention though. You mentioned Johnny Depp about his career. What about Amber Heard's career after this trial?
She can't act.
yeah, that's what has she got going for her? She's got
Aquaman.
Other than that, she's got nothing. And if they drop her, I don't see any other studio picking her up at this point.
Like,
she is toxic.
That bit in the trial where she's listening to her lawyer looking really sad, and then she grins, and then she looks up.
Yeah. So what Netter is referring to, let me share about this. So there's some video out there. You can find it if you look for it. She does this. She talks to her attorney and she smiles and and then and it's like so fucking fake. It's like suddenly every time we see that look on your face, okay, we know you're just putting that on. You're full of shit.
And I guess there was one point where she was starting to look sad, and one of the attorneys said she's not that good an actress.
Yeah, so there was one point during the I'm sorry, I'm too fucked up to remember. But there was one recording that was playing that Johnny was having a hard time with, and she had this look. And over on Legal Bites channel, they had an expert in like body language and that kind of thing. And he said, look, she was reacting like she was about to cry. Her brow came down like this and the sides went up. And look, some actors can do that. Like the example he used was oh shoot, what's that guy who played the Riddler in Batman?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey can do it. He mentioned another couple actors that can do it. Amber Heard, if you've ever seen her movie, she's not that good an actress. Okay. She was about to cry. Okay. She was having an emotional reaction. That's why it's good to have, an expert like that who can point these things out. But the jury doesn't have access to that information. They could look at her and say, she's an actress. She's bullshitting us. Or, oh, that's genuine because it looks like. I don't know. I don't know what the jury is thinking. But if you really held my feet to the fire, I'd say the jury is probably in the same camp as I am and looking at Amber and saying she's a fucking bitch. Or to use the vernacular of the trial, she's a fucking cunt. And I don't know how the case is going to go because we have 4 more weeks ahead of us. But it's going to be an interesting 4 fucking weeks. Let me tell you. Yeah. I love Orville Nation. That look. Look at the thumbnail for this. She's got this look. She's got this look like this. through the whole thing. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't heard anyone on Legal Bites channel say this. It's resting bitch face. That's what it is. That doesn't earn any points from any jury.
Nope.
No. And so Netter, so I've been really so while I'm working, I have Legal Bites playing throughout the day. So I pretty much in my ear am hearing the whole trial. Netter is seeing clips of it on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. Don't follow me on Facebook. I don't do the Facebook. But what it comes down to is most people are looking at this going, yeah, it seems pretty clear. Johnny was abused.
Yeah.
Amber Heard, not so much. Yes, please, Stephen.
This might be something, it might be nothing, because I'm referring to a movie that I have not seen in its entirety. So I can be totally wrong. Early in her career, if you can call it that, Amber Heard did a movie called All the Boys Love Mandy Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Which was this kind of
I didn't
slasher
see it, but I know of
movie.
it.
And in that movie, she is very manipulative, not just when it comes to men, but women as well.
It sounds like she's playing herself, right?
It sounds like right. It sounds like she's playing herself. She in that movie. She is very much a character who doesn't let go of one branch until she has a hold of another, so to speak. But
so it's
there's
I'm
even
glad you.
what I really wanted to bring up is there is a scene in that movie where she goads someone into self-deleting. And it's almost like, yeah, it's like
sounds very similar
no
to
wonder
what
that movie was so popular with whatever fans that she has. It does seem like she's playing herself.
Honestly, I at this point it's starting to look like all of her supporters are fucking psychopaths. So something else that came out this week was apparently someone, we don't know who for certain, but somebody in her camp was putting little flyers on cars in the area around the court, trying to influence the jurors regarding the case. Flyers sharing some information or something that was not in evidence yet and so forth. Maybe we're speculating, trying to bring about, a mistrial or something like that, because things really are going in Johnny's favor at this point. And maybe someone who is supporting Amber would prefer that we start over again. I don't know. We'll see. Two jurors, I think, are being removed for not those reasons, but like one had a hernia and there's another one that was removed for some reason. So they're bringing in alternates. That doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's news, so to speak. And again, we're a third of the way into this trial. They've plotted out 6 weeks, and it will run 6 weeks. These attorneys will take every opportunity to get every piece of information they can in, so it's a minimum of 6 weeks. If it goes longer than that, that's a possibility. But right now, we're looking at 6 weeks. I'm not sure, because technically we've only had 7 days, and that accounts for 2 weeks. I'm not sure how they're counting this, but that's the way it is. But that's where we are on this case. Yeah, what it comes down to is the believe all women thing is really falling apart. Those of us that said no, listen to all women, but only believe evidence. You were shot down as misogynists. That's kind of being turned on its head by this case. I have seen some people making arguments about, this is a problem because if it makes other domestic abuse claims harder to believe, this is bad. My argument to that would be, well, if this case makes other domestic abuse cases harder to believe, then you should have a serious problem with people like Amber Heard, like Jesse Smollett, all these people who fucking cry wolf when it's bullshit. Okay? Believe people who really are victims and bring forth the evidence. If you don't bring forth the evidence, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your made up bullshit. And if you're going to accuse somebody, have the evidence to back it up or keep silent. Yes, I mean that. I really do. Okay? We're talking innocent till proven guilty. This case is a perfect example of why You must be innocent until proven guilty. And this is what's coming out. Johnny has lost millions, whether it's future, Harry Potter films or
Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was the villain.
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts.
They
they recast him in this last movie, which flopped. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. I'm sure Ezra Miller has something to do with that. I'm sure the Johnny Depp situation has something to do with it.
Ezra Miller's
There's lots of other reasons. This is just one of many, but it is one, okay? Then there's the Jack Sparrow thing, okay? Look. Evidence, not accusations. Innocent till proven guilty. There's a reason for that. Remember, you could be the one accused. Anyone could be accused of anything. Look, we live in an age where people are like, you are alt-right, you are racist and sexist, and you are thisist and that phobe. And you're like, I said nothing of the kind. Doesn't matter. The accusation's out there. You're guilty. Done. Canceled.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. It's unfair. That's why innocent till proven guilty matters. Listen when someone makes a claim, but expect it to be followed up with evidence. What did Ronald Reagan say? He said, trust, but verify. Okay? All these people that claim Wikipedia is bullshit, okay, because anyone can edit it. Yes, that's true. Go read Wikipedia. Get the basic information, and then check the citations, because it is cited. Check those citations and see if they pan out. If they do, it's good information. If they don't, or it's not cited, take it with a grain of salt.
Well, Wikipedia can also be edited.
That's my point. It is edited. So check the citation. Does the citation make the point? If it does, it's a good point. If it doesn't, ignore it. Look, do the work, people. Quit being so fucking lazy. Quit believing every fucking meme that comes across your social media. Do some thinking. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I think that's fair. Does anyone disagree with me on that? Well, nobody in my audience disagrees with that. It's the psycho leftist bullshit, believe all women, camp that does. I think. Netter, am I wrong here?
No, sweetie, you're not.
No. Just not because you're married to me. As a woman, do you think believe all women? Do you as a woman believe all women?
No, because most of them are full shit.
See? And if Leia Plus Size was still here, I'm guessing she'd say the same thing, right?
I don't know.
I mean, all you have to do is watch. Well, I don't do TikTok, but you got people on TikTok, Twitter, whatever the other social medias are, all like making up things about, like, how many times have there been false rape cases? Hey, rape
Thank
me.
you.
And then it comes out.
I didn't say that. Netter said that.
Yeah. And then it comes out that the guy like talked to her once and said hello, and now she's accusing him of rape.
Or even worse, she was trying to get with him and he said no, and now she's pissed about it, so she pulls. And it's starting to look more and more like that's exactly what's going on with this Amber thing. With some of the evidence that was introduced, she's antagonizing Johnny, saying, yeah, tell people this. They won't believe you. They don't have to believe me. You said it. They'll believe you. It's your own testimony on this recording. And that's the other thing too. All of his recordings of him and her that he submitted, I'm not entirely certain where they live, so I don't know what the jurisdiction is, but my understanding is that it's one of those, both sides that are being recorded have to know that they're being recorded before it can be admitted as evidence, because all of the things that he has submitted were things they both recorded together, both knowing they were being recorded because it was part of their therapy or whatever, right? Whereas she has submitted things that were only she knew they were being recorded. He did not, which I guess is illegal under that state's jurisdiction. And he even brought that up in the whole cabinet recording. He goes, well, despite the fact that, this was recorded illegally by my significant other. And unfortunately, they allowed it. They didn't have that stricken from the record. So it's part of the record. He said it. And for all intents and purposes, we assume it's true because nobody argued it. It's bad. It's bad. If you're in a jurisdiction where you need, there's a legal term for it, and I'm too blotto to actually remember, but it's, you both have to acquiesce to being recorded and know in advance you're being recorded before it can be admitted as evidence.
Yeah, it's like the last company we worked for. Before the person gets to talk to a person, they are warned. This call may be recorded.
Because we don't know what state we might be talking to. So they kind of want to cover all the bases. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know I brought this up before, but if you're not subscribed to Wolf 10 Media, you should subscribe to him so you can check out the video he's referring to. So there you go.
And Wolf, your wrench, go ahead and drop your link.
Yeah, right. I give you guys wrenches for a reason. So
he dropped it earlier. He can drop it again, though.
Yeah, drop it again.
I dropped it earlier.
I know.
Oh well, someone dropped it earlier. I don't
know. Again.
By all means, all you blue wrenches. That's why you got it. So do your jobs.
Speaking of link dropping fools here on this channel, we are link dropping fools.
Speaking of other channels,
because as PJ says, we all grow together, and I'm trying to build all y'all up because
I've dropped your channel twice.
Right? Oh, thank you.
Which, remember, down in the description, I got Deleted Scenes, I got Age of Boomer, I got Netter's Network. If you're not subscribed to them, you're hurting our feelings. That's what you're doing.
Plus, a handy dandy little trick. If you kind of hover over somebody you want to substitute, those 3 little dots on the side, if you click on those, you can go right to their channel.
I'm not so sure. I think that only works for blue wrenches. But try it.
Okay, somebody who doesn't have a blue wrench, try it.
Do any of y'all have blue wrench? I think all I see is blue wrenches in my stream.
Well, okay, Natanui, if you're still here, I don't see that you have a wrench. Can you click on the
Now I'm going to have to give Natanui a wrench. But look.
Joshua V, if you're still here, can one of you check and see if you could just click on the 3 dots?
It doesn't matter. I mean,
I'm curious now.
Anybody who doesn't have a blue wrench that is looking to promote their channel, just let me know and I'll give you a friggin' blue wrench. I'm a blue wrench whore, I guess.
So I believe that Deleted Scenes has a stream coming up, right?
Deleted Scenes? Yes. So
I do.
Since we last talked, Deleted Scenes has not only started a channel, but he's got some content up. Deleted Scenes, give us your elevator pitch. Tell us about your channel. What do you got coming up? Go.
Okay, well, I just dropped a brief review for The Northman because I watched that last night. And
I've been hearing good things.
Oh, it's very good. It's kind of like Hamlet meets Conan. It's pretty cool.
I've actually heard it as Godfather 2 with Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's you could say that. Yeah, up to a point. It is. I obviously I don't want to give too much of it away.
No, I get it.
It's a comedy.
No. That's not
it. Is. It is a Shakespearean tragedy mixed with Norse legend.
That's cool.
And
really cool.
and I know the trailers have been kind of playing up the action, but it's not about that. And there's plenty of action, but it's not about that. It's really about something much deeper. And there's a lot of mysticism in it as well. There is one sequence, and I'm not giving too much away because it's in the first 20 minutes of the movie, that I would advise not watching whilst on peyote, because because
in other words, you're
it's
saying
going to
kind
have,
of pay
it's going to
attention.
have a residual effect. You know,
I dig it.
and
I dig it.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah.
It's from The Room, which is a movie I have not seen.
I
and
have.
I'm gonna
Oh,
have
you
to
got to
watch.
see it.
I have to see it, and then I have to do a rewatch with all of y'all about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sounds like a horrible film that's worth watching.
And all I know is that
It
one
is.
line.
It is so terrible that it's great.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not.
I did not.
I did
Actually,
not.
there's footage out there if you Google it that Benoit chick that played Supergirl. As Supergirl, she mimics that scene. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. Where the hell were we? Northman. Okay. We kind of went. We went away. Yes. So I do.
So he's saying basically go see the Northman. It's a good movie.
Go see the Northman. Yes, please support this movie because we need more like it. It's not.
You know
woke.
who really liked the Northman? Really liked that movie. She was like, "Oh, this is a good movie. Go see it."
And I can understand why.
I'm guessing if you're a woman, you're gonna really like this movie.
Alexander Skarsgård shirtless for most of the movie. Yeah,
Alexander Skarsgård. He was the Northman in True Blood.
True Blood.
Yeah, what was his character's name again?
His character's name is Northman.
I know.
Yeah, his name was Northman in True Blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and
he was a good looking guy. I mean, I'm straight, and I was like, yeah, he's good looking. I dig it.
Yeah,
cool.
And for the guys, not only do you have, of course, Nicole Kidman, Anya Taylor-Joy. She crushes this movie. She steals it.
Cool.
She's great in it too. Everybody.
What's the rating on this movie?
It's rated R.
Yes. Boobies? Are there boobs?
Yes.
Yes. Got to see this. Wow. Thank you.
Probably of the sea hag or something, right? I don't know.
No.
Right, exactly. Some sort of like, old woman or something like, ugly hag or something. Like in The Shining, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing like that.
Gotcha.
Cool.
The beautiful people. I'm sorry.
Beautiful
anyway,
people, yeah. I know that's not popular with the leftist crowd and the comic book people, but
no, the lefties are not going to like this movie.
Attractive nudity is everybody likes that, right?
Okay. I don't know. I just remember when I watched The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy, and there's one scene at the end, and I was yelling at the cameraman, "Lower the camera, please."
A little bit. Yeah. Down.
Let me put it this way, Boomer. You're going to see somewhat more of her in this.
Oh, okay. Not that that's the reason, just to see the movie.
No.
Jenny Agutter. Oh yeah.
Talk about
guys. We're gonna have to do another. We're gonna have to do season 2 of Coupling sometime in the future.
Yes.
But you know what, boobs, and when I say boobs, I mean BEWBS. Okay, that's boobs. Boobs. Everyone likes boobs. Okay, straight guys like boobs, gay guys like boobs, even women like boobs. Boobs are great. They're a wonderful thing. They are the source of life, and they are the source of happiness. Just saying. I've seen like polls on social media. Do you like small boobs, medium-sized boobs, large boobs? The answer is yes.
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 More than a mouthful's of waste.
I wouldn't mind working on it, but you're right. I mean, small is good, medium is good, large is good. Large takes longer, but I can work on it. I'd be happy to. Everything is good. Boobs are good. Keep in mind, I'm saying this right in front of the netter.
And the netter was saying stuff about it too, so.
There you go. So yeah. So if you're not subscribed to Deleted Scenes, you're a bad person. The link is down below. Click on it, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, check out some of his videos, hit the thumbs up on all of them.
Yes, please.
Actually, you can hit the thumbs down too. It's all engagement. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
But
apparently Wolfton is being an excited puppy. He said, pay attention here, my comments.
oh, what am I missing?
Northman.
The Vitch.
Okay. So I will see this Northman thing. I will see the witch. I will look. I'll see any movie with boobs in it. I mean, I think I'll watch Walkabout again. No doubt about it.
Right.
Logan's Run.
Is that some good tab there?
Yeah, now it's just tab.
Okay.
I'm starting to sober up, actually. But shh, you're gonna ruin my brand. I don't want anyone to know I'm sobering up. So yeah, Deleted Scenes. Do you have anything else coming up in the near future besides,
Yes. Aside from my own channel, as you know, of course, now that the Matt has gotten married and is taking care of personal issues, I've pretty much am solo hosting the Saturday show now.
Oh,
and so check me out.
Is he on honeymoon right now? Is that why?
He is on his honeymoon right now, and he with the
he's
lovely
seeing some
Wonder
boobs, let me
Julie.
tell you. At least one hopes.
I'm sure he is. He married Wonder Julie, who also has a channel here on. She's also a YouTuber. So yeah, they're taking some time off to get some alone time and get some things straightened out behind the scenes. But I'm going to be solo hosting the show tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern on Matt's channel, Bud Boy Productions, and we have the link in the chat.
The thing is that I drink so much on a Friday night that I end up sleeping in and I completely miss the show on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
well, that's what the replays are for.
Go pick up your toys.
I'm sorry, what was that, Steven?
So that's why we have the replays,
That's true.
It's
you
not a one
you
and
make
done.
an
You can
excellent
always go
point
back.
there.
Okay. I'm also on the panel for Pop Culture Minefield tomorrow at 1 p.m. And I'm going to be on Rambling Canucks Karaoke Saturday night, which
Rambling
is going to be...
Canuck. He's good people.
Yes,
by the way, guys, I want to thank everybody that donated to Rambling Canuck.
Yes.
He met his goal, and so far I haven't heard anything about, any feedback on that, but I guess he's doing okay right now. Thanks so much for everybody that donated.
Absolutely. And well, I'm going to be on. That's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern. All these times I'm giving her Eastern, because I'm East Coast and everybody I follow seems to be Central Time. It's really confusing.
Well, it's a good average, right? It's the middle of the country, so I dig it.
And right after that, we're going to be heading over to those of us night owls are going to be heading over to Jedi Bill's after party
for the follow-up karaoke,
for the
right?
follow-up karaoke show, and please support Jedi Bill. He has some interesting content that a lot of other YouTubers do not do, like kung fu films and westerns and whatnot. He has his Western Cinema Sunday, and I don't know if I'm going to be on that this week or not, but it's probably going to be last minute. But I'm if he's going to be on, I'll probably be there. And so yeah, I'm kind of everywhere right now.
Here's the link for Jedi Bill, guys. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, because I haven't in a couple of weeks, but I do like to go over to his channel and karaoke on Saturday after the rewatch on Netters or Big Al's channel. Like to go over there and sing a song or two. So maybe stop by and laugh at Troy singing, or come in and sing a song yourself. Why not? But there you go.
So yeah. So I'm everywhere. T-shirted historian once called me the YouTube Baronin, and that's pretty much true. Okay, Wolfie, you got to quit distracting me with Jennifer Tilly and Daryl Hannah. You cannot do that.
I know. I've seen them nude. I don't need to see another movie with them. There are some actresses where I kind of feel like I've seen those boobs more than I've seen my wife's boobs. What the fuck?
Okay, I'm going to get a little naughty here for a second. There are some actresses with whom I feel I should show them my penis, just to be fair.
I know, right? It's like, oh my god! And what's even worse? Okay, and I've been in this situation when you've seen an actress nude in a movie, and then you meet them in person. It's like,
oh, I've never had that happen.
Well, I have.
A woman is showing off her boobs in a movie. The equivalent to that male-wise would be showing us your bum.
Okay. I could buy that.
Now, if she's showing her nether regions, the male equivalent would be your penis.
Yeah. You show me your bajok, I'm going to show you my sausage. I mean, that's the equivalent. So, I dig it, but, yeah, it does kind of screw your head around. I totally get that, Steven. Yeah, I dig it. Anyway, so again, if you're not already subscribed to Steven Otten Deleted Scenes, please do. He's just starting his YouTube channel, and he's got some great content. He knows his movies better than most of us in this panel. Which brings us around to Age of Boomer. Age of Boomer, what's going on this week?
Well, tomorrow night we do have a rewatch, or are you guys going to be there for that? The rewatch of The Outlaw Josie Wales. I know
Outlaw Josie Wales, yes.
I'll be there at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Over on Big Al Presents, yeah.
And we'll be doing the Clint Eastwood classic Outlaw Josie Wales, and I'll be on there at 10 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. And
so
then,
that's 9 Central, and it's earlier for you Western folks.
Yes. And then it's Sunday. We have Geeky Geezers at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and
I'll get those notes done for you tomorrow afternoon.
Well, whenever it's convenient. I know you got some stuff to do tomorrow. That's fine.
He's a taskmaster. He beats me if I don't get him done on time.
Anyways, okay.
He doesn't even know what to do with that.
Anyways, what else is going on? Tuesday, I believe, is Culture Fortress on Matchstick's channel. I think you and I are on there, I believe. And
did I declare something for Tuesday? Otherwise,
I don't remember.
I better come up with
you could do the Bionic Woman. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Have I done the $6 Million Man?
I don't believe you. I think you did Buck
I could
Rogers
do the two of them together, actually.
You could, actually.
They kind of go together.
All right.
That could be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe I will. Okay. See, I rely on AJ Boomer for this kind of stuff because I'm lost. Hell, I don't know how I put on a show without AJ Boomer. I'm
Oh,
screwed.
please. You have Netter for starters.
Well, that's true. But I mean, really, seriously, with AJ Boomer and Netter are like my support team. I couldn't have a show without them. Honestly, I don't know.
You mean we're the ones holding your grabbing onto both sides of your body on the subway train and and
yeah, because I could barely keep my head up when I've had enough rum, Wednesday, soundtracks with Birdman.
Yes, we're still narrowing it down. I know that he's wanting to do some Arnold movies for a while.
Arnold, okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
The Austrian guy,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big
Famous
muscles.
actor. We might be doing Commando. We're not sure. He's going to see if he can get a guest because there's a guest he knows that want to come on for Commando rewatch.
Good one.
That. It might be something else like Predator. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Either way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same role, isn't it?
Wolfton's being a naughty wolf. He said it. Okay. We're all being a little naughty tonight. It's okay.
No, he's fine. He's trying to share with me where we can see certain women naked, but it's like, look, I got the internet. I can find naked women if I wanted to.
Well, the other thing is you have a wife.
Well, that's true. I got a naked
naked
woman
woman
like
anytime
in
you like.
person if I want.
Oh, shame. There was a certain burlesque dancer in that, but anyway.
There you go. So let's see, Thursday, and that brings us around to next Friday. Next Friday, you're going to want to join us because we're having deleted scenes back, and of course, Age of Boomer and Netter's Network. Deleted scenes. What are we doing next Friday?
Okay, we are going to be talking about the Amazon Prime series Outer Range, starring Josh Brolin.
Right, which I know that Agent Boomer has seen, but Netter and I haven't.
Right.
We will by next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we will. It's on Amazon Prime. We got Amazon Prime, so we might as well.
And they just dropped episode 3 and 4 tonight, so I have to... I've got some catching up to do myself, but as for the first 2 episodes, it's well worth the watch. It's a real mind bender. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I do not know where they're going with this. I don't want to give anything away just now, but we have the. I don't even know how to describe it really without giving too much away.
Look, no.
I considered it kind of a cross between it's kind of like if Taylor Sheridan and David Lynch got together and made a TV show.
That's a great analogy. Look, the promo or whatever you want to call it is on YouTube. Look it up. I saw it and I was like, not sure. This looks a little weird. Looks like it'll be interesting. So I'm kind of intrigued. So definitely gonna check it out. We'll be talking about it next week. Wolfie is bringing up Rutger Hauer's Blind Fury. I have it on DVD.
That's a good one.
If you are suggesting
American version is Atuichi.
If you are suggesting, I'm thinking about this thing. Oh, good doggy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. If you, Wolfie, if you're interested in doing a rewatch, let's do it. Maybe next month we do a Blind Fury rewatch just for the fuck of it, just to do a rewatch and bring you on. And
I like that movie a lot too. Yeah.
Celebrate Rutger Hauer. I miss him.
I really do too. We've lost a lot of celebrities that we kind of all grew up on recently too, just like in the last couple of years. But
I'm going to tell you,
Rutger Hauer is the one that hit me the most.
I don't know if
because that was so out of nowhere when it happened.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just because we're getting older, and you got to expect that as you get older, people die. you got to expect that. Or if it's what's been happening in the past couple of years, I don't know. But a lot of celebrities, a lot of people I know personally, losing them constantly. So if I can think of nothing else, I'm going to say, look at the people you love, show them you love them while you can, because we are not owed a single other day. This could be your last. You never know. Live every day like it's your last. When it comes to the social medias, hit all the likes, hit all the follows, hit all the subscribes, because it encourages the hell out of us. Send DMs. If there's something you want to see on the channel, shout it out. Let us know, and we will make it happen. Real quick, right under the wire, Mrs. Connect stopped in and said, I'm delayed, and just listened to the kind words. Thank you once again. He's hanging in there. Oh, you must have heard me. Your ears must have been itching about you and Rambling Canuck. Today is actually his birthday. I didn't realize that. You know, I am so bombarded by all the social media stuff. I'll go DM him and wish him a happy birthday. I didn't know. But this is what I was literally just talking about, guys. Mrs. Canuck, follow her, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and then also she's got a channel called Mary's Game Room. Like and subscribe there. And of course, every week for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about Ramblin' Canuck. Follow him too. He's good people. He's got great content, not only about the geeky stuff, but he talks about some political stuff too, kind of like I do too. You know, he's just the Canadian. I don't know. Maybe he's like the Canadian version of me in some ways, without the drinking. But anyway, he's a lot of fun. Guys, it's like I say, it's community. Okay, we grow together, like PJ says. Y'all are good people. Not if I'm not mentioning you, it's probably because you don't have a channel. Get a channel or not. I still appreciate you whether you have a channel or not, but I will promote you if you have a channel and you want to be promoted. I absolutely will, because I'm hoping you do the same for me.
All right. Troy would love to do the rewatch, he said. I'm sorry, not Troy. Wolf10 says he would love to do the rewatch.
All right. So, Agent Boomer, I'm counting on you to remind me, because you know
I'll let you know.
I'm at the end of the stream, which means I may or may not remember.
Okay. I understand.
And you'll remind me.
I'll remind you.
Saturday? I didn't hear you mention Saturday.
Tomorrow on Big Al's channel, it's the Outlaw Josie Wells.
Yes.
Yep.
And then because next week, because Troy and I are not going to be available, Big Al will be showing a film again on his channel. He's going to be doing Mannequin. So
so
you're getting Big Al 3 weeks.
Guys, I'm telling you, Mannequin's a great movie. It's an 80s classic, definitely worth checking out. Oh, just under the wire here. Whoops, you moved. Deej Odyssey. That's a name I don't recognize. Do you go by something else on the Twitters?
Oops, you've seen that.
Oh, I know Deej. Yeah.
Guys,
it's an old chance.
Enough with these, and I barely remember the regulars. So, so Deej, I'm sorry. I'm 3 sheets
I know
to the
who
wind.
you are, even if my husband doesn't.
Netter's got your back, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate and love you. It just means that I'm pretty drunk right now. I'm kind of pulling a Johnny Depp here. Just, you know.
He says I'm half a Peach and Deej.
That's awesome. Again, family, community. It's awesome. Y'all are awesome, and I really, really super appreciate every single one of you. I know I say that all the time, but it's because it's true. And look, you know, you could say, "Oh, it's the alcohol talking." Yes, sure it is. alcohol is an augmenter. Okay, if you're depressed, it makes you more depressed. If you're happy, it makes you more happy. If you are loving the community you're in, it just makes you love them more. And I love the community that I'm in, and I super appreciate every single one of you. So I'm going to bring this to a close. Any last words? Netter, Steven, Age of Boomer, anything?
Okay.
I
don't
always end your streams with, you're not just friends here, you're family, and we could talk amongst ourselves, but it's not as much fun as when you guys are joining us and commenting and giving us trivia and what have you, and just being here with us. We really appreciate this. Thank you.
She's the sober one, and she's reinforcing what I'm saying. So listen close. Steven, what were you going to say?
Going back to the previous subject. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get all of the notifications, because sometimes YouTube is not on the up and up with that. So make sure that the bell icon is on so you get notifications.
You hear about people being unsubscribed. What happens before being unsubscribed is you don't get notifications anymore. So watch that bell. He's got a good point. Thanks, Steven. Boomer, last words?
Nothing. The Quake is a good game. Sorry.
I know you were saying that in the back in the green room. You were enjoying some old school gaming, which is awesome.
Gotcha. No, just looking forward to tomorrow night. Outlaw Josie Wells, big Clint Eastwood fan here, so looking forward to that.
Yep. I love Clint Eastwood. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for putting up with me, and like, share, subscribe, share out the stream, and hope to see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.